Hello, today is Saturday, May 30th, 2026. Here is your daily signal.
In the latest developments on the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Business Insider highlights how Ukraine's newly deployed mid-range strike drones are transforming Russia's once secure rear areas into new kill zones, intensifying both practical and psychological strains for Russian commanders. Since early 2022, AI-driven warfare and drone technologies have fundamentally reshaped frontline operations. Drones such as Bayraktar TB2, Switchblade, and Lancet serve not only reconnaissance and precision strike purposes but also support electronic warfare. Both forces have rapidly integrated autonomous systems and algorithmic targeting, adapting their strategies as NATO partners bolster Ukrainian tech capabilities. Key players in this technological race include Ukraine's Aerorozvidka and the US-based AeroVironment, while Russia deploys Lancet drones made by Zala Aero and leverages battlefield analytics through AI. On May 30, Ukrainian forces used AI-guided drones to repel a Russian armored column near Kharkiv, a Defense News report confirms. Russia responded with a new wave of Lancet drone attacks coordinated by AI satellites against Ukrainian logistics centers, Reuters reports. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense recently announced a 32% increase in battlefield drone sorties using automated navigation systems. These leaps in technology are escalating both the tempo and lethality of frontline operations, leading to higher casualty rates and new logistical demands. However, rapid adaptation also brings potential vulnerabilities in command and control if AI logic is compromised or spoofed. Medium-term consequences may include widespread regional militarization and proliferation of autonomous weaponry across Eastern Europe, alongside emerging ethical and legal debates about autonomous targeting and calls for global regulation.
Turning to peace prospects between the US and Iran, Business Insider points out Barclays' view that war-driven investor anxiety is fading and certain sectors may see a rally as the two sides move toward a peace deal. Historically, US-Iran relations have moved in cycles since the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, with Iran's position as a key oil producer and the strategic Strait of Hormuz shaping global energy flows and trade routes. Tensions regularly disrupt maritime corridors between Asia and Europe, while Gulf states' defense procurement is closely tied to perceived Iranian threats. The U.S. government and Iranian leadership, particularly Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and President Ebrahim Raisi, remain central in steering negotiations, with energy giants like Chevron and ExxonMobil watching for ripple effects on oil prices, and OPEC monitoring flows. Reuters reports that Iran and the U.S. have begun preliminary talks to de-escalate, with OPEC signaling concerns over Persian Gulf export disruptions as covered by the Financial Times. If negotiations move forward, oil prices may stabilize in the near term, easing global inflation pressures.
Defense providers such as Raytheon and Lockheed Martin might see reduced demand for missile systems among Gulf allies. Over time, successful talks could boost trade volumes through the Strait of Hormuz and spur investment in local infrastructure, while diminishing energy market volatility and helping refiners and shippers plan their next steps.
Finally, we examine the implications of quantum computing advances for cryptocurrencies and digital security. New Scientist warns that the anticipated Q-Day could render Bitcoin and digital retirement savings vulnerable, as future quantum computers might break the encryption protecting them. Quantum tech increases computational power exponentially, threatening current encryption standards like RSA and ECC, which form the backbone of cryptocurrency protocols including XE used by Bitcoin and Ethereum. The emergence of Shor's algorithm has made these concerns more urgent, especially as IBM and Google scale quantum processors. IBM's announcement of a 1,500-qubit quantum processor aiming at cryptographic analysis reported by TechCrunch marks a turning point, while NIST draft updates for post-quantum cryptography set new urgency for industry compliance. Major stakeholders such as Vitalik Buterin of Ethereum, global exchanges like Binance and Coinbase, and regulatory authorities are tracking these developments closely. Near-term, crypto exchanges face mounting pressure to upgrade their systems for quantum resilience by late 2026 and to fund security audits. Medium-term, legacy wallets and existing assets may be exposed unless hard forks and new protocol upgrades are swiftly adopted. If post-quantum cryptographic schemes aren't backward compatible, the risk of network fragmentation increases. Meanwhile, world regulators may speed up mandatory digital asset security standards as quantum computing breaks new ground. Now, onto the markets.
International equities moved mostly higher, with Italy and Spain posting modest gains, Italy up about 0.2% and Spain up 0.24%, while Belgium edged lower by just over 0.4%. Netherlands saw the strongest one-month move, rising over 9%. Commodities were mixed. Gold advanced just over 1%, but U.S. oil dropped sharply by nearly 1.3% and agriculture fell more than 1%. Silver and platinum were nearly unchanged, while gas prices increased by about 0.3%. Favorites saw Oracle surge more than 10% and Microsoft climb over 5%, while AMD slipped and Amazon dropped over 1%. ARM added over 5% and Mu rose about 5%. Among sectors, the S&P 500 gained nearly 0.25%, while healthcare lost close to 1%. Finance ticked up slightly, real estate declined almost 1%, and semiconductors were little changed. Aerospace moved sideways, rate dropped by nearly 1%, transportation nudged up, and agriculture retreated about 1%. Clean energy declined almost 1%, though the one-month gain was nearly 17%. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.